Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Book 1, lesson number 4. And we have a bit of introduction to I'rabun, which is called status. And if you remember, like in the beginning of this course, we discussed about the 4 properties of the noun. And we know that I'rabun is the most important, we can say, most important property of the noun. And let's revise the lesson in basic grammatical concepts, lesson number 5. We have discussed in detail, and we can just go through quickly so that it can be just a reminder for all of us, like what is I'rab, and inshallah, we are going to start like in part 2 to recognize the endings of the nouns. And as you can see, most of the Arabic is all about the noun endings. And we know that the noun endings most of the times tell us the function of the word. We have seen that a noun has 3 states. It can be marfu', it can be mansub, and it can be majroor. Marfu'un, yani nominal case, mansubun, accusative case, and majroorun, genitive case. And we have discussed this in detail. And inshallah, now we will focus on this, whereas this one is very important when we start the verbs. We do discuss about this in the nominal sentence, but we discuss a lot about this in the verbal sentence. So as we know that the I'rab means the case endings of the nouns. For example, when we see lafdul jalala, we say Allahu. So when a noun ends with dhamma, that means it is marfu'. And when it ends with fatha, that means it is mansub. And when it ends with kasra, that means it is majroor. And we have discussed that the noun will be majroor after the preposition. For example, Allahu, but when we use a preposition min before it, then it becomes min Allahi. As we have discussed a lot, that after the preposition, the noun becomes majroor. Similarly, it can end with the tanween. For example, Muhammadun, and it can be Muhammadan when it is mansub, and it can be Muhammadin when it is majroor. So these are basically the 3 states of the noun. It can be marfu'un, wa mansubun, wa majroorun. Now, we discussed that every noun in Arabic has 3 states and 3 forms. Okay, 3 states, it's clear that a noun can be marfu' or mansub or majroor. So what we need to focus today is on the forms, like what are the forms, okay? So first of all, we have learned that most of the nouns in Arabic are munsarif. Munsarif means I gave them the noun like flexible nouns, and it will be, the real name will be triptot, or in Arabic we say munsarif. So whatever is easy for you, flexible nouns is like, I think is easy to understand. So why do we call them flexible nouns? Because in 3 states, they have 3 different endings. For example, Muslimun, al-mudhakkaru for the masculine, Muslimun will have dhammatan when it is marfu. It has fathatan when it is mansub, and after that we always add alif, and it has kasratan when it is majroor, as we can see over here, muslimin. And when we talk about the feminine, al-mu'annath, marfu will be muslimatun and mansub will be muslimatan. However, after ta marbuta, we do not add alif. This alif is added if a noun does not have ta marbuta. So here alif is not added, and then we have muslimatin. So these are the nouns. We call them munsarif, or we call them flexible nouns. And inshallah, you will see shortly, like, why do we need to discuss about this? It's just to give you a brief idea, because this lesson is about munsarif and ghair munsarif nouns. Now we can see that the nouns are partially flexible, or we call them diptot, and in Arabic we call them ghair munsarif. And this is what we need to focus a lot, and this is what we are going to discuss about today in today's lesson. What are ghair munsarif, or partially flexible nouns, or what are diptot? Number 1, these nouns don't accept tanween. They do not have tanween, like they don't have dhammatan, fathatan, and kasratan. That's number 1. And number 2, these nouns don't accept kasrah. They refuse to accept kasrah. So how do they look like? They look like this: Ibrahimu, Ibrahima, Ibrahima. Now, do you see dhamma over here? There is no dhamma. Sorry, do you see tanween over here? There is no tanween over here. Sorry. So there is no tanween over here. What do we have? We have only dhamma. Similarly, do you see kasra over here or do you see kasra over here? Ibrahimi. Mansub is always like with fatha, but do you see kasra over here? No. So both of the conditions are met over here. Number one, there is no tanween, and number two, they do not accept kasra. If you look at the example here, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin, so that means this noun is flexible. So that's why it has accepted kasratan. And we can see that after harf jar, the noun takes kasra or kasratan. Wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahima. Now, do you see something different over here? Any ideas what is different over here? What happens after the preposition? After the preposition, noun takes kasra or kasratan. The example we can see over here. After ala Muhammadin, we can see it has kasratan, right? But here, ala Ibrahima, there is no kasra over here. What happened over here? It does not have kasra over here because it is called diptot or partially flexible or ghair munsarif. That means these nouns, excellent, these nouns do not accept kasra. And that is the very good example that you can see over here. And inshallah, that's what we are going to focus on in today's lesson. You saw in the previous slide that 85% of the nouns are flexible, and almost 13% of the nouns are partially flexible, and they have two forms in three states. What are the two forms? They have dhamma, fatha, and fatha. So they have only two forms, dhamma, fatha, and fatha. How to know if a noun is partially flexible or not? The easiest way, we discussed that the easiest way is to go by the categories. So we have discussed about some categories. If a noun belongs to that category, that means it is partially flexible or it is diptot or ghair munsarif. Number one was the names of the prophets. We discussed that the names of the prophets are partially flexible. For more details, please refer to the lesson which is called Basic Grammatical Concepts 5. Like Ibrahimu, Ismailu, Ayyubu, Yunusu, they do not accept tanween and they do not accept kasra. Names of the Arabic women, and that is what we are going to discuss about in today's lesson. Please note it down. Very, very important thing that we are going to discuss in today's lesson. Names of Arabic women, or we can say in general, the name of women, they are partially flexible. Names of angels like Jibrilu, Mikailu, and the rest of the angels, they are partially flexible. Names of cities and countries, and similarly, masculine names, that's very important. Please focus on this. Masculine names that end with round ta or ta marbuta, they are also partially flexible. And the masculine names that end with alif noon, like Uthmanu, wa Imranu, wa Rahmanu. So the nouns that end with alif noon and the nouns that end with ta marbuta and the nouns that are masculine, they are partially flexible. Now, what we need to focus on today, names of Arabic women, they are partially flexible. And we will talk about the masculine names today, but we are not going to talk about the nouns that end with ta marbuta and that end with alif noon. Only the names of, or the masculine names, inshallah, we are going to discuss about. Now see here, this is the lesson. Muhammadun, do you see tanween over here? Yes. Why does it have tanween? Because most of the names, masculine names, they end with tanween. So Muhammadun ends with tanween. Khalidun ends with tanween. Hamidun ends with tanween. Yasirun, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Aliyun, and Abbasun. As of now, you don't need to bother about the meaning, because when a person is named after a word, then it's not necessary that we have to look at the meaning of the word. For example, Muhammadun means the one who is praised a lot. Khalidun means the one who lives forever. Hamidun, who praises a lot. Okay. But the thing is, when someone is named as Muhammad, do we translate it as the one who is praised a lot? No. That means he is Muhammad. That's it. Similarly, Khalid, similarly, Hamid. So the idea is, when a person is named, it's not necessary that we have to look for the meaning. So Muhammadun, Khalidun, similarly Hamidun, Yasirun, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Aliyun, and Abbasun, all of them are flexible. That means they have 3 states and they have 3 forms. Khalidun, 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 Abbasun, Abbasan, Abbasin, Aliyun, Aliyan, Aliyin. So they will change and they are flexible. But something over here, Aminatu. Now please tell me why Aminatu doesn't have tanween, and what's the reason behind that? Why is it Aminatu? Why not Aminatun? Anyone here? Why is it Aminatu? Muslim women name and is partially flexible. Excellent. Yeah. So as we said, all the names or all the feminine names, they are partially flexible or they are ghair munsarif. Now you might have got the idea, like, why did we need to go in the detail before we start the lesson? Because now, inshallah, everything should be crystal clear. Excellent. Yeah, Arabic name, and it belongs to the category where we have discussed that 7 categories that the nouns will be partially flexible, and it is one of them. So we can see that it is Aminatu, Zainabu, Fatimatu, Maryamu, Aishatu, Khadijatu, Safiyatu, and Ruqayyatu. So all of them are partially flexible. And in the Quran or in the Hadith, of course, Maryam is used in the Quran, and Aisha and Khadija and the rest of the names, they are used a lot in the Hadith as well. So you will never see kasra on these names, never in the Quran. In the Quran, you will see Maryamu and Maryama and Maryama, but you will never see kasra in the Quran. So now, inshallah, I'm sure you can do it. اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. Read and write with the proper case endings. So what will be the ending of Hamid? Yes, please. It will be Hami, Hamidun. Excellent. Very good. What about Zainab? Zainab. Zainabu. Excellent. Zainabu. Yeah, excellent. Then we have Amina, and it will be Aminatu. Excellent. Ammarun. Excellent. Ammarun. Sa'idun. Excellent. Sa'idun. Fatima. Fatimatu. Wa Maryamu. Maryamu. Excellent. Ali. Aliyun. Excellent. Aliyun. Aliyan. Aliyin. Khalidun. Excellent. Khalidun. Khalidan. Khalidin. So whenever you just discuss about the noun, try to like repeat all the 3 endings. For example, Hamidun, Hamidan, Hamidin, but Zainabu, Zainaba, Zainaba, Aminatu, Aminata, Aminata, so that you get used to it. We need to get used to it because these are used a lot in the Quran. So that's why our target is Quran, so that we get used to it. Okay. Then we have Abbas. It will be Abbasun. Excellent. Abbasun, Abbasan, Abbasin. Excellent. Aishatu, Aishata, Aishata. Excellent. So when in the hadith, whenever you listen to the sheikh, they always say An Aishata, An Aishata. It can never be An Aishati. Never. It will be An Aishata. Okay, Zainabu doesn't have ta marbuta. It's a very good question, because it's not necessary that all the names of the Arabic women, they end with ta marbuta. It's not necessary. For example, Maryamu doesn't end with ta marbuta. Majority of the names, they end with ta marbuta, but it's not necessary that every name should end with ta marbuta. Then we have Muhammad, and we say Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin, Safiyatu. Excellent. Safiyatu, Safiyata, Safiyata. And then we have Khadija, Khadijatu, Khadijata, Khadijata. Excellent. And the same information, so that you get used to it, that feminine names are partially flexible. They are ghair munsarif. They don't accept tanween and they don't accept kasra. Majority of the masculine names, as you can see here, majority of the masculine names are flexible. They are munsarif, except for the names of the prophets and non-Arabic names. Okay. All the names of the prophets are partially flexible. We have exceptions over here. These 6 names of the prophets, they are flexible. Nuhun, Nuhan, Nuhin. Lutun, Lutan, Lutin. Hudun, Hudan, Hudin. Shu'aybun, Shu'ayban, Shu'aybin. Salihun, Salihan, Salihin. Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. These are exceptions. So please remember that these 6 names of the prophets, alayhimus salam ajma'in, they are flexible. The rest of the names of the prophets are partially flexible. However, most of the masculine names, most or majority of the masculine names, they are flexible. And you remember that I told you in the previous slide that when they have ta marbuta and when they end with alif noon, then they are partially flexible. Ad-damairu, we have learned about huwa and hiya. And huwa is used for masculine, it means he, and hiya means she or it. So it can mean he and it can mean she, and it can also mean it, as we can see over here. Similarly, we will learn about two more, inshallah, in this lesson. We will learn about anta, which means you, masculine, and ana means I, and it is used for both masculine and feminine. Ana is used for both, like in English. When there is a feminine, she says I am a student, and when there is a masculine, he says I am a student. So we know that in English we use I for both, and similarly we can see over here that ana in Arabic is used for both, that means I. But anta is used for you, and it is used for masculine. Please note it down. Anta means you, and it is used for the masculine. In ana, alif is not pronounced. So when we pronounce it like this, like ana, like this. And hamza is, of course, hamzat al-wasl, hamzat al-qati', as we can see over here. So this is always pronounced. So ana, pronunciation is like this, whereas it is written like this. And in the Quran, when you see, there will be a small round circle on this as well. So that means this alif is not pronounced, as we can see over here. All feminine names are partially flexible, yes. Exceptions will always be there. Please be ready for that. But you can say that 99% of the Arabic feminine names are partially flexibles. There might be some exceptions like Hindun. Hindun can be, it is flexible. It is Hindun, Hindan, Hindin, but they are very few, very few. Okay, so al-baytu means the house. And minal bayti, someone asked the question that are all the feminine names partially flexible? And the answer is yes. 99% of the feminine names are partially flexible. The feminine names, that means they do not accept tanween. However, exceptions are always there. Al baytu, the house. Minal bayti, in the house. Okay, now why it has become al-bayti? What happened? It was al-baytu. Why does it become ti? What happened over here? Because of min. And we know that min, whenever we connect with fatha. Yes, please remember this. Al-masjidu, and we say ilal masjidi, that means to the masjid. Okay, so that means ila means to, and min means from. Okay, now we have a small dialogue over here. Al-mudarrisu, the teacher, min ayna anta, where are you from? Where are you from? And we can see that this is used for the masculine. We can see now, but when you talk to the person and when the person is in front of you, if the person is masculine, then you will say min ayna anta. I have a question. Now you know that I need to put a line to get the meaning of is RM. Where should I put the line? Should I put after min or should I put after aina? Because you know that every nominal sentence has two parts. It consists of two parts. Okay, excellent. So we have to always differentiate. Yeah, min aina is one part and anta is the second part. Excellent. So where are you from? So how do we get the meaning of R is RM? Because we have a definite noun, anta, and aina is indefinite noun. And when we put definite and indefinite noun together, we get the meaning of is RM. However, it's possible that we can bring indefinite noun first. Why do we have to bring it first? Because it is used to ask a question. So whenever we have a question word, it must come in the beginning of the sentence. The same goes in English as well. Ana min al-Yabani. I am from Japan. Where should I put the line? I am. So I want to get the meaning of am. So where should I put the line? Ana am min al-Yabani. I am from Japan. Excellent. So now you should know that min al-Japan is a phrase, okay? A phrase. Please remember that we cannot break the phrase. The phrase will come either in the beginning of the sentence or it will come in the end of the sentence. it's not possible to break it. We cannot make it ana min al-Yabani. No, that's not possible. We have to say ana min al-Yabani. One more thing you notice over here. Japan is already a definite noun, but in Arabic it's possible that we can use al with a noun that is already definite. And I remember someone asked me the question like, ash-shams wal-qamar, shams and qamar are already definite, so why do we need to add al with them? This is called extra al, and it can be used with some of the names of the countries or some other nouns, and inshallah with the passage of time you will get used to it. So why do we have to add al here? Because this is how it is used. There is no specific rule like why al is used over here. There are around 8 to 10 countries like we add al with them. Like in English, we say the United States of America, we say the Philippines, and we don't say and we say but we don't say the Japan. In English we say Japan. But there are some countries where we can't translate it I'm from the Japan. The translation will be I am from Japan, because it is already a definite noun and we cannot change the translation. The translation will remain as it is. I am from Japan. Because in Arabic we say al-Yaban, but in English we can't use the with the definite noun. You know that, right? So it's not possible to say I am from the Japan. Al-Madarisu, the teacher. وَمِنْ أَيْنَ عَمَّارٌ. When you know wa means and where is Ammar from? And again, min aina is a question, and Ammarun is the second part of the sentence. Inshallah, in the next lesson, we will learn like what do we call them, because they have specific names. Then we have Muhammadun huwa min as-Sini. He is from China. Again, China has al with that. This is extra al. It doesn't mean that this al has been used to make it proper noun or make it definite. It is already definite. In Arabic, sometimes extra al construction is used with the nouns. That doesn't mean it will change the meaning. For example, there is a name Hasanun, but in Arabic it is Al-Hasanu. There is a name Husaynun, but in Arabic it is Al-Husaynu. Abbasun, Al-Abbasu. So this is extra al. Don't need to worry about that. So whenever you see that the noun is definite and al is added to that, that means this is extra al. What do we call that? Extra al. That's it. Nothing else. It will not change the meaning. Huwa min as-Sini. He is from China. And we can see over here that after huwa, we have to put the line because we want to get the meaning of is RM. Huwa is a definite noun, and min as-Sini is also a definite noun. However, this construction will be used over here. We will say min as-Sini. Yeah, of course, whenever we use al with a noun, whenever a noun takes al, then it must accept kasra. It can accept kasra. Normally, the names of the countries, we discussed today that the names of the countries are partially flexible and they do not accept kasra. Perfect. But this is a very, very important rule. Whenever a noun has al with that, then it will take kasra. That's not a problem. It will take kasra. Al-Madarisu wa min ayna Hamidun. And where is Hamid from? Muhammadun huwa min al-Hindi. He is from India. Again, we can see that India, in Arabic, it is called al-Hind and not Hind. And again, why? Because that's how the Arabs used it. So it will remain as India and we will not change it into the India. And what kind of al is this? Does anyone remember? This al, what kind of al is this? This is extra. This is extra. Yes. This is extra al. And it zaida. Yes, al-zaida. Excellent. And it does not give any meaning. It does not mean that it will change a definite noun into definite. It does not become double definite. It remains as it is. Huwa min al-Hindi. So whenever we have al with the noun, it will take kasra. It can accept kasra. Because of min, the noun will become majroor. Ya hamzatul wasl. So huwa min al-Hindi. He is from India. Aina Abbasun. Where is Abbas? Now we can see here that Abbasun will take tanween because most of the Arabic names, the masculine Arabic names, they take tanween. Now, something very beautiful. Here, we have introduction to the verb. Inshallah, when we start the verbs, I will give you a very, explained or detailed introduction to the verb. Here, the only thing that you need to know so far that when we say kharaja, in English, when you look at the translation is he left. Kharaja, he left. Where do we get the meaning of he? That means huwa kharaja. That means what? Huwa kharaja. And huwa is inbuilt. It is inbuilt. It is hidden inside it. In Arabic, we cannot see it. But in English, when you look at the translation, we say he left. So the only thing that you need to know that huwa, or the meaning of he, is hidden inside it. We call it hidden he, that is inside it. So kharaja, he left. Aina dhahaba. Aina dhahaba. Where did he go? Where did he go? What kind of sentence is this? Does anyone have any idea? This is a verbal sentence. What kind of sentence is this? This is a verbal sentence, because verbal sentence always starts with a verb, okay? Now you might be thinking like, yeah, it's a past as well. Excellent. It's past. And you might be thinking like, why we have aina in the beginning of the sentence? And as I told you, that when aina is a question word and it has to come in the beginning of the sentence, the real construction will be dhahaba aina. But as we know, the requirement is that it should come in the beginning of the sentence. That's why it is aina dhahaba. Where did he go? Dhahaba ilal mudiri. Dhahaba ilal mudiri. So what will be the translation? Went to the manager. Shall we say went to the manager? We will say he went to the manager. Excellent. We say he went to the manager. Why? Because in dhahaba, he is hidden inside it. So in kharaja, he is hidden inside it, and dhahaba, he is also hidden inside it. Inshallah, we will see later that the hidden he will come out. It will also come out, okay? But as of now, the only thing that you need to know, that whenever you talk about the past tense or the present tense, we are focusing on the past tense now. When you say kharaja, we will say that he left, but do you see he over here? You don't see he over here, and you will say that he is hidden inside it. And similarly, when we say dhahaba, and the translation, we say he left. Yeah, it's a very good question. Someone is asking, how do we know that it's a masculine or a feminine? And the only answer is that this is just the introduction. So we have absolutely no idea how it is it masculine or feminine? So the only thing that you should take away from today's lesson is that kharaja means he left and dhahaba means he went. That's the only thing that you need to know. And how do we know if it's feminine or masculine? Inshallah, with the passage of time, when we proceed further, when we reach the feminine, you will come to know that this is feminine. But as of now, you need to know that kharaja means he left, and it is used for masculine, and dhahaba means he went, and it is also used for the masculine. Wa aina dhahaba aliyun, and where did Ali go? Dhahaba ilal mirhadi, he went to the toilet. Yes, wa aina dhahaba aliyun, and where did Ali go? Dhahaba ilal mirhadi, he went to the toilet. Now, look at the translation. Wa aina dhahaba aliyun. Now, dhahaba aliyun. Do we have hidden huwa inside it? Look at the English translation. Where did Ali go? He has disappeared. Do you see he over here? We see he over here, but here we don't see he. Why? Because now we have Ali. So that means when the noun comes, then there is no need to translate it as he. When the noun comes, yes, then that means we are talking about the person, and the hidden he has disappeared, and the person himself has come outside. The hidden he has come outside, and now we can see over here, dhahaba aliyun, Ali left or Ali go. So wa aina dhahaba aliyun, and where did Ali go? I know this is just a very brief introduction to the verb. It's not enough. You don't need to worry about it. We have a lot of time, inshallah, to discuss about this in detail. As of now, just get used to it, like how it is used. Dhahaba ila al-mirhadi, he went to the toilet. Tamarinu, exercises. Ajib anil asilatil atiyah. Answer the following questions. Min aina anta? Where are you from? This is a general question. And you can say Ana min al-Yabani if you're from Japan. You can say Ana min al-Hindi if you're from India. You can say Ana min Pakistana if you're from Pakistan. You can say Ana min America. I'm from America, wherever you are from. So you can answer accordingly. Anta min al-Filippini. Anta. Now you see here, the Hamza of Anta is Hamzatul Qati'. We have to read it. Anta min al-Filippini. Are you from the Philippines? Now in English we say the Philippines, right? Why do we say the Philippines? Because this is how it is used. So that's why. Okay, so someone says, no, I'm from India. Excellent. La ana min al-Hindi, or you can say la ana min al-Yabani. So whenever we ask a question using the answer has to be la or it has to be na'am. Man min as-Sini. Who is from India? From China, sorry. Man min as-Sini. Who is from China? Does anyone remember? Min al-Pakistan, yeah. Okay. Man min as-Sini. Ammarun min as-Sini. Ammar is from China. Ammarun min as-Sini. Ammar is from China. Min aynam Hamidun. Where is Hamid from? Does anyone remember? Min ayna Hamidun? Hamidun min al-Hindi. Hamidun is from India. Excellent. Hamidun is from India. Aina dhahaba Abbasun. Where did Abbas go? Does anyone remember? Aina dhahaba Abbasun. Dhahaba ila al-Mudiri. He went to the manager. Okay. Adhahaba Aliyun ila al-Mudiri. Dhahaba Aliyun ila al-Mudiri. Did Ali go to the manager? Ila al-Mudiri. Does anyone remember? La. Okay. Where did he go? Dhahaba ila al-Mirhadi. He went to the toilet. Excellent. No, he went to the toilet. Okay. اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. Again, we have to read and we have to put the proper case endings. Okay. Now, al-ghurfa. What will be the ending of al-ghurfa? Al-ghurfatu. Excellent. Very good. Al-ghurfatu. All right. Min al-ghurfa. Excellent. Because we have min and after that it has to be majroor. Min al-hamma. Mi. Excellent. Al-mirha. Do. Because the normal construction of the noun, it is always marfu'. If it becomes majroor, there has to be a reason. And here the noun is majroor and here the noun is majroor because of min. Ilal mirha di. Excellent. Ilal mirha di. Perfect. Al yaba. No. Al Filippi. No. Al Filippi. No. Min al Hind. Di. Excellent. Ila si. Ni. Excellent. Perfect. So we know that after the preposition, the noun will take kasra, but it will take kasra if it has al with that, or it will take kasra if it is flexible. If it is not flexible, then it will not take kasra, as we have discussed in the beginning of the lesson. Iqra, waktub, read and write. Min ayna Fatimatu. Where is Fatima from? Min ayna Fatimatu. So now you can see here that we will say Fatimatu. We have to put the proper case endings. Hiya min al-Hindi. Hiya min al-Hindi. She is from, excellent, because it's a diptot, from India. Kharaj al-Mudarrisu. The teacher left. Min al-Fasli, from the classroom. Wa dhahaba. And he went. Ila al-Mudiri, to the manager. Okay. Kharaj al-Mudarrisu. The teacher left. Excellent. So these are the fathas. I made them a little bit bigger. Kharaj al-Mudarrisu wa dhahaba ila al-Mudiri. The teacher left and he went to the manager. Dhahaba التاجر ذهب التاجر إلى الدكان. Excellent. إلى الدكان. The merchant went to the shop. Okay, so now these are verbal sentences. Why do we call them verbal sentences? Because they start with the verb. This is a verbal sentence because it starts with the verb, and ذهب التاجر is a verbal sentence because it starts with the verb. I only gave you a brief idea in the introduction that there are two types of sentences, jumlatul ismiya, the nominal sentence, and that's what we have discussed a lot since the beginning of the classes. And now there is a very brief introduction of verbal sentences, and the only thing so far you need to know that a verbal sentence starts with the verb, nothing else. You don't need to know anything else. The only thing that you need to know that a verbal sentence starts with the verb. خرج حامد. Hamid left. من الغرفة. So the غرفة, it will be T. خرج حامد من الغرفة. Hamid left the room. وذهب, and he went إلى الحمام, to the bathroom. Okay, now I have a question. What is wow doing over here? Wow means and, right? Wow means and. Why do we use it? We use it to connect to what? We used to connect it to similar things. Please remember, wow is used to connect two similar things. What do I mean by that? Similar things means if there are two sentences, they must be either verbal sentences or they must be nominal sentences. For example, here we can say kharaja hamidun. It is a verbal sentence. Kharaja hamidun min al-ghurfati. It's a verbal sentence. Now, after wow, we cannot bring a nominal sentence. We cannot put jumlatun ismiyatun. La. After that, we have to put a verbal sentence. That is very, very important information. That whenever you are using wow to connect two things, those two things must be similar. For example, you say هذا كتاب وهذا دفتر. هذا كتاب وهذا دفتر. Both of them are nominal sentences. But here, both of them are what? Verbal sentences. خرج حامد من الغرفة وذهب إلى الحمام. So wow has a very important function. And the function is that it connects two equal things. Always, it connects two equal things. There must be two nouns, there must be two verbs, and if there are two sentences, there must be two verbal sentences or there must be two nominal sentences. If you have one verbal sentence and one nominal sentence, you cannot use wow with that. Yes. Man kharaja min al-fasli. Who left the classroom? We have to only read and write. We don't have to give the answers, okay? Man kharaja min al-fasli. Who left the classroom? خرج الطالب من المدرسة وذهب إلى السوق. The student left the school and he went to the market. Now, the only thing that you can notice over here, that after kharaja, the noun is marfu'. After kharaja, the noun is marfu'. That's additional information if you want to remember. That after the verb, you can see here most of the times, when you see a noun after that, the noun will be marfu' if you see a noun after that. Khadijatu min as-Sini. Okay, Khadijatu min as-Sini. Khadija is from China. Wa Khalidun min al-Yabani. And Khalid is from Japan. So again, we can see over here. Now, what kind of sentence is this? Khadijatu min as-Sini. What kind of sentence is this? Jumla ismiya or jumla fi'liya? Ismiya, because it starts with a noun, okay? And what about Khalidun min al-Yabani? What kind of sentence is this? This is also jumla ismiya. Excellent. So now we have to connect with wow, and we have to make sure that both of them are nominal sentences. Now I'm sure, inshallah, it is clear. Da means put. This is imperative. What is this? Imperative. Da fil faraghi. Fill in the blanks. Fima yali harfa jarrin munasiban. Harfa jarrin means preposition. What does it mean? Preposition. So now, when munasiban means suitable. Munasiban means suitable. So now we have to fill in the blanks. Da basically means put, but here the translation will be fill in the blanks, which follow with a suitable preposition. So now we have 4 prepositions we can see over here. Min, you have already learned about it. It means from. Ila means to. Fi means in. And ala means on. Look at the preposition. Ila and ala. So the pronunciation is different. Please focus on the pronunciation as well. Okay, al-kitabu. So what should be the preposition that I should put over here? We have maktab over here. The book is on the desk, I want to say. Excellent. So I will say al-kitabu alal maktabi. Very good. The book is on the table or on the desk. Not the table, it's desk. At-talibu. Fasl means classroom. If you don't know the meaning, it means classroom. At-talibu fil fasli. Excellent. The student is in the classroom. Dhahaba hamidun al-jamia, and it means university, as you can see here. La dhahaba. Dhahaba always comes with the preposition of ila. Ila. Dhahaba hamidun ila al-jamiati. It always comes with the preposition of ila. Like in English, we say go to. In English, we always say go to. In Arabic, we always say dhahaba ila. Idhab ila fir'auna. Idhab ila. Go to. So whenever you see you have the verb dhahaba, dhahaba must come with the preposition of ila. Dhahaba ila. Dhahaba hamidun ila al-jamiati. Okay, kharaj al-mudiru. Al-madrasa is the school. Kharaj al-mudiru. Okay, excellent. Ila al-madrasati. Are you sure? Or min al-madrasati. Min al-madrasati. From, yeah, we leave from, don't we? I left from the college. So kharaj al-mudiru min al-madrasati. Excellent. The manager left the classroom or left the school, and the translation will be left from the school, we can say. Dhahaba Muhammadun from to. Yeah. Dhahaba Muhammadun. Is it from to, or is it like min ila? Min as-Sini ila al-Yabani. From to. Like in English, we say, I went from this place to that place. From to. So that means min and ila. Min and ila. Dhahaba Muhammadun min as-Sini ila al-Yabani. Min as-Sini ila al-Yabani. Muhammad went from China to Japan. From China to Japan. Excellent. Al-kalimatu al-jadidatu, the new words we can see over here. Al-madrasatu, the school. Al-faslu, the classroom. Al-hammamu, the bathroom. Al-mirhadu, the toilet. The toilet. So al-hammam is the bathroom, and al-mirhad is the toilet. It's basically the seat, commode that we sit on. Basically, it means commode, but then also it is called as toilet. Al-matbakhu, the kitchen. Al-ghurfatu, the room. Al-jami'atu, the university. As-suqu, the market. Also, please look at the pronunciation of al. Sometimes you see that I'm pronouncing al, and sometimes I'm not pronouncing al. Al-matbakhu, al-ghurfatu, al-jami'atu, walakin as-suqu, the market. Al-yabanu, Japan. As-sinu, China. And now you can see over here as-sinu, why I have to pronounce with as-sinu, why this is sakin, because we can see that after that we have tashdid. Of course, you will not always see it in Arabic language, but in the Quran you will always see it, but in modern standard Arabic we don't always see it. But the Sheikh is showing it us over here so that we get used to it. Al-Hindu, India. Al-Filipino, the Philippines. Al-Mudiru, the manager. Dhahaba, what's the translation of dhahaba? He went. Dhahaba, he went, and kharaja, he left. Dhahaba, he went, and kharaja, he left. But what if I have Bilalun after that? Then what will be the translation? What if I have dhahaba Bilalun? Then what will be the translation? Dhahaba Bilalun. La, it is past tense. It is past tense, not present. Dhahaba Bilalun. Bilal Went. Excellent. Bilal went. Okay. If you don't have a noun after that, then you will translate it as he. For example, you say he went. If you don't have a noun after that. But if you have a noun after that, after the verb, I mean, if you have a noun after the verb, then the translation will be the person, the name of the person. For example, kharaja means left, and we want to say kharaja, let's say Muhammadun. So what will be the translation now? Kharaja Muhammadun. Muhammad left. Excellent. Perfect. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So if we don't have the noun over here, then it is translated as he left. But when we have a noun after that, that means Muhammad left. Okay. Fi, ala, min, and ila, min hurufil jarri. The Shaykh is telling us that fi, in, ala, on, min, from, and ila, to are the prepositions. They are preposition, and in Arabic we call them huruf al-jar. Okay, now to the end of the lesson, inshallah, let's look at some of the examples from the Quran so that whatever we are learning, we can relate it. Ala means on, and we have in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, Surah Al-Hashr, لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن. I'm stopping over here. Why? Because we want to focus over here. Ala jabalin. Ala jabalin. I remember that someone, like in the beginning, there was a bit of confusion that when we have after ala, if we have a common noun or if we have an indefinite noun, what should be the translation? So you can see the translation over here. On a mountain. On a mountain. Why do we have a mountain? Because it is ala jabalin. It can be any mountain. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, had we sent down this Quran on a mountain, لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. Look at the power of the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if had we sent it on a mountain, it could have shattered into pieces with the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if the mountain can shatter into pieces because of the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and because of the Quran, are our hearts stronger than the mountains? Of course not. So inshallah, Quran will melt our hearts, and inshallah we will learn it, and we will continue learning it. So here it means a mountain. خلق الإنسان من علق. I'm not stopping, so that's why I'm saying min alaqin, from a cloth. Again, you can see over here it is translated as a cloth. Okay, so please remember that after the preposition, if we have an indefinite noun, it has to be translated as an indefinite noun. And if we have a definite noun, then it has to be translated with the, as we know that if min ghayr al-Quran, not the Quran, min ghayr al-Quran, other than the Quran, if we have this ala al-jabali, then what will be the translation? Ala al-jabali, on the mountain. Excellent. Ala al-jabali will be on the mountain, but in the Quran we have ala jabalin. So you need to pay a very close attention to this when you are reciting the Quran. Ila, inna ila rabbina munqalibun, and after ila it is majroor, rabbina. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadri. Now we can see that it is laylatil qadri. Why it is majroor? Because of fi. And wala tusalu an ashabil jahim. And again, because of an, we have ashabi. And now you have three bonus prepositions, extra prepositions. An may be new. Li and bi we have already learned. And li and bi are very common. They are used a lot. Li has two meanings, belongs to or for. Lillahi ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. To Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. And similarly, bi has different meanings, several meanings. It means with or by or at or in. So, ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ista'inu bis sabri was salah. Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. So we can see here bis sabri, and we know that when we say bismillahi, we see that after ba, the noun becomes majroor. So these are three extra prepositions for you. There are only 17 prepositions in Arabic language. Only 11 have been used in the Quran. And you have already learned 7. So you have only 4 to go, and that's it. You have already learned 7. Alhamdulillah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.